John has tiny calves. They're tiny. They're like almost non-existent. It's the craziest thing. And he works out and just powerlifting, deadlifting, squats.
Yes.
Calves are still tiny. He's got like literally the perfect frame for fighting because he only has muscle where he needs it. It's like he's designed in a lab. Like if you wanted to design a perfect like physique for fighting, I think it's Jon Jones.
Joe Rogan has just reacted to Jon Jones' scary training footage ahead of his fight with Tom Aspinall. Joe Rogan said the fight between Tom Aspinall and Jon Jones must happen, praising Aspinall as possibly the fastest heavyweight ever. He highlighted Aspinall's rare mix of speed, power, striking, jiu-jitsu, and wrestling, calling his movement extraordinary for his size and a serious challenge for anyone, including Jones.
I gotta hope they fight. I want to know.
It's gotta happen, right?
Here's a question with Aspinall. What happens with Aspinall in the second round? Like,
I guess
you want to talk about a guy who sprints.
Yeah.
You want to talk about a guy who's fast twitch. Aspinall's one of the fastest heavyweights. He might be the fastest heavyweight in the history of the sport. I don't think anybody moves like that guy does. At a 250 plus pound frame, his movement's extraordinary. And that's something you have to deal with. Like, that is a crazy ability. Like, his ability to move, like the way he moves, is so much different than everybody else in the sport. Incredible stand-up, knocks guys out with one punch, black belt in jiu-jitsu, really good wrestler. His everything, and he's young.
Rogan further said that while it's tough to bet against Jon Jones, he doesn't see Jones as a true heavyweight. He explained that Jones could easily return to light heavyweight as he currently weighs around 230 pounds and hasn't added significant muscle mass. According to Rogan, with a simple diet change, Jones could still make the 205-pound limit.
It's hard to bet against Jon. It's hard to bet against Jon, but Jon's not a real heavyweight.
Yeah.
Jon could make light heavyweight, 100%. He weighs 230 right now, maybe a little less than 230. There's no doubt in my mind that if Jon just changed his diet and went back, he hasn't put that much mass on that you would say 205 is out of reach.
Joe Rogan praised Jon Jones's dominance in the octagon, highlighting how he took down elite wrestlers like Daniel Cormier, an Olympic-level grappler, multiple times. Rogan emphasized that Jones is not just physically gifted, but also mentally relentless, with a competitive drive and high fight IQ. He pointed out that Jones doesn't rely on wild exchanges, but instead breaks opponents down methodically with knees, kicks, elbows, and ground control, aiming to win through precision and intelligence rather than brute force.
He's going to find a way to get you, and he's going to do it clever. He's not trying to take a bunch of punishment and to stand and bang. He's not going to point the center of the octagon. Let's go right here. We'll stand right here. Never going to happen with Jon Jones. You're not getting none of that, son. You're getting knees to the gut. You're getting your knees kicked. You're getting just laced up with elbows where your head's bleeding. He's going to slowly dismantle you and find a way to submit you or punish you, beat you to death on the ground.
However, Rogan questioned whether Jones could do the same to someone like Tom Aspinall, a natural 255-pound heavyweight with exceptional speed and movement. He described Aspinall as a rare athletic talent, faster than any heavyweight he's seen, even faster than Francis Ngannou, whom he considers the most terrifying power puncher in the division. Rogan warned that Aspinall's unique blend of size, speed, and skill poses a serious challenge that even someone like Jon Jones would struggle to handle.
Can he do that with a guy like Aspinall, who's a legit 255-pound natural who moves like he's 80 pounds lighter? He's a freak, man.
Yeah.
Aspinall's a freak. Like, I've seen a lot of heavyweight, even Francis, who's like the greatest, scariest power striker I've ever seen in the heavyweight division. No one's scarier than Francis. Francis does not move like Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall is significantly faster than every other heavyweight. That's a real problem.
But in another video, Joe Rogan pointed out that Jon Jones has faced fast fighters like Alexander Gustafsson and Lyoto Machida in the past, so adjusting to speed isn't a major challenge for him. He recalled how Machida, known for his lightning-fast style, caught Jon a few times during their fight. However, Rogan emphasized that getting caught by Machida, a light heavyweight, is different from facing someone like Tom Aspinall, who at 255 pounds combines both speed and power in a way that presents a unique challenge for Jones.
But Jon has been used to fighting guys like Alexander Gustafsson, guys who are really fast at light heavyweight. So the speed is not going to be as much of an adjustment. Like, John's used to really fast people. He fought Lyoto Machida when Machida was in his prime.
Right.
Machida was a lightning bolt, man. And he caught John a bunch of times. But then there's the thing of getting caught by Lyoto Machida is not like getting caught by 255-pound Tom Aspinall.
Rogan described John Jones as the boogeyman of MMA, highlighting his ability to win even underprepared. He recalled Jones's first fight with Alexander Gustafsson, where Jones had almost no training camp but still pulled through in the later rounds. Rogan emphasized that fans saw the real, fully motivated John Jones in their rematch, focused, dominant, and dangerous, proving just how unbeatable he can be when he's locked in.
You're calling out John Jones.
Yeah.
Right? That's the boogeyman. Like, John Jones is the boogeyman. When he fought Gustafsson, he had almost no training camp. They said he barely showed up. Talked to Jackson about it, and Greg Jackson he's like, he didn't even train for that fight. He pulled that fight off in the 4th and 5th rounds. That's when he really turned it up. So you're talking about a guy who hasn't even been training. And then you saw the real John Jones in the second fight. That's motivated John Jones.
Joe Rogan mentioned that John Jones could potentially dominate Tom Aspinall by taking him down and controlling him on the ground, as John's wrestling ability is a significant advantage. However, Rogan also pointed out that it's uncertain how Aspinall would perform in the later rounds, specifically the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. He emphasized that no one has yet been able to test Aspinall's endurance in those rounds, so it's hard to predict how he would respond.
John might beat him up.
Yeah, he could.
John might take him down and ragdoll him on the ground, like, you know.
John easily could, because we don't know how good John is either.
And we also don't know what happens to Tom Aspinall in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th rounds.
He's
we have
never
zero
because no one's gotten there.
No one's even gotten close.
There's so many question marks. Like, we don't know how good John is.
Moreover, Eddie Hall believes that if John Jones and Tom Aspinall were to fight, Aspinall would win. Despite Jones's legendary status, Hall thinks Aspinall's skills and potential would give him the upper hand in the matchup. He pointed out that Jones has avoided fighting Aspinall, with Jones even saying he doesn't want to face him after his next bout.
John Jones or Tom Aspinall. So if you don't know MMA world, sorry to bore you, but Tom Aspinall is the UFC's #1 right now. John Jones is, he's seen as the best MMA fighter on the planet. Dana White's got a massive for him, says he's unbeatable. Honestly, I think if you put John Jones and Tom Aspinall in a room and said one man leaves, I think Tom Aspinall leaves that room. I genuinely do. I think, and I think John Jones, I mean, I can't badmouth the guy. He's got an amazing record, but he's definitely ducking Tom Aspinall, 100%. And I think he's even said he doesn't want to fight Tom Aspinall after his next fight. He's pretty much going to retire after this fight, so he's ducking Tom Aspinall.
Hall emphasized that actions speak louder than words, criticizing Jones for dodging the challenge. He feels Jones's reluctance to fight Aspinall shows fear, and firmly believes Aspinall would defeat Jones if the fight ever took place.
I mean, he can say what he wants, but actions speak louder than words, so there we go. Anyway, the answer to that question is Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall is kicking John Jones.
Paddy Pimblett stated that the fight between John Jones and Tom Aspinall is a must-see. While he's rooting for Aspinall and hopes he wins, Pimblett recognizes Jones's exceptional ring IQ and strategic brilliance, admitting that it's hard to bet against Jones due to his experience and fight intelligence.
Do you think the Aspinall-Jones fight happens?
It's got to happen. I was sitting next to Tom the other week at the UFC in London and talking to him about it.
How do you think that plays out if they fight?
I'll be honest, Tom's a friend. I love Tom. He's one of the coolest dudes in the whole of MMA. Even though Jones is getting old, I just can't pick against John Jones. The one thing I do think John Jones has got the best in the world and the best ever is his fight IQ. He has a perfect game plan to beat that person. As much as I love Tom and I want Tom to win, I couldn't pick against John Jones. It's just something I couldn't do.
Daniel Cormier suggested that John Jones would perform better against Tom Aspinall if he weighed 215 pounds instead of 245 pounds. He argued that Jones's natural weight class is around 205 pounds, and fighting at 250 pounds doesn't suit him as it affects his speed and overall performance. Cormier referenced Jones's previous fight with Cyril Gane, where Jones seemed slower and less agile due to carrying excess weight. He pointed out that Jones doesn't typically make mistakes in his fights, but the added weight hindered his abilities in that matchup.
I bet if he's weighing 215, he would fight Tom Aspinall better than him weighing 245 pounds. In his 205 frame, he could fight Tom Aspinall better than he'd fight him at that 250 because that's not his weight class. While he didn't last long with Cyril, he didn't look as fast. He carried more weight. Cyril just did some weird stuff. And John, you don't make mistakes against John.
However, Jon Jones described Tom Aspinall as frustrating and admitted that he doesn't particularly like Aspinall's personality, despite acknowledging that a fight between them would be a huge spectacle. Jones emphasized that if he were to face Aspinall in the octagon, it would have to come with a substantial payout. He pointed out that his lifestyle is already fulfilling, and for Aspinall, this fight is crucial to advancing his career, thus giving Jones the upper hand in negotiations.
He's annoying to me. He's annoying to me, and that's my own personal, he annoys me. I get to you guys, you find it entertaining, but I find him annoying. And I just don't like him. And at the end of the day, if I give him the opportunity to fight me, I want to be so compensated. I want to say it, I want that you money, honestly. And that's just what it is. That's just what it is. Or else, my life is perfect without him. I don't need him at all, and he needs me. And that's a good place to be in a negotiation.
On the other end, Tom Aspinall suggested that Jon Jones is avoiding the fight with him, claiming that Jones has been stalling for over a year and previously avoided a match with Francis Ngannou for 3 years. Aspinall accused Jones of deceiving the public and speculated that the fight may be delayed due to Jones's reluctance. While acknowledging Jones's talent and place among the best fighters, Aspinall hinted that questions surrounding Jones's past drug tests could impact his legacy. He implied that the decision to fight rests with both Jones and Dana White, with White trying to boost Jones's ego.
Is Jon Jones scared to fight you?
Yes. Jon is conning the public. The fact that he didn't want to fight Ngannou for 3 years and now he's not wanting to fight me for over a year.
Is that fight fucking happening?
The UFC are saying that it's going to happen. I think it's down to him and Dana.
Dana loves Jon Jones.
He's trying to grease up his ego a little bit. I think he's one of the best fighters ever. Definitely top 3. That's debatable when you start putting in about drug tests and stuff like that, I think.
Damn. What drug are you talking about specifically?
Yeah.
Francis Ngannou expressed uncertainty about whether Jon Jones is avoiding Tom Aspinall, stating that only Jones could truly answer that question. However, Ngannou believes Jon Jones has earned the right to fight whoever he chooses, as he is in a position to make those decisions for himself.
Is Jon Jones ducking Tom Aspinall?
I don't know if Jon Jones is ducking Tom Aspinall. I think Jon Jones would be the best to answer that question. But I think Jon Jones does whatever he wants and fight who he wants. I think he's in the position to claim that.
Moreover, Dricus du Plessis praised Tom Aspinall for his passion and drive, while acknowledging that Jon Jones is likely nearing the end of his legendary career. He expressed hope that Jones retires without tarnishing his legacy, and that Aspinall could carry the torch for the next generation. However, du Plessis was quick to highlight Jones's ability to dominate even the toughest opponents effortlessly, reinforcing his place among the elite in the sport.
Aspinall is young, he's hungry. You have Jones, who is definitely at the end of his career, what's he, 38 years old? I don't need to see this because he's never been beaten. I want Jon Jones to retire unbeaten, and I want him to retire, and Aspinall goes on to be the next big thing. But Jon Jones being the warrior that he says, pay me enough and I'm doing it. Aspinall wants it, and one of them has to lose that fight. And that's the one thing, you look at it and go, Aspinall's probably going to win. But then, if you ask me that, I say, no. We've said that so many times with Jon Jones, and it makes it look easy. He is the greatest of all time, for sure.
Demetrius Johnson acknowledged Tom Aspinall's skill, but suggested that Jon Jones would likely have little trouble defeating him. He expressed greater interest in a fight between Jones and Aspinall over a potential bout with Pereira, predicting that Jones would dominate the matchup. Johnson also speculated that Aspinall's reported $30 million demand might be hindering negotiations for the fight.
Jon Jones will smoke Tom Aspinall.
I don't know, man.
He'll smoke Aspinall.
Tom Aspinall is athletic. I think Tom Aspinall would try to take to fight to John Jones. And it'll be interesting to see. Like, I'd rather see that fight over Alex Pereira.
Yeah,
That's just my opinion.
I agree.
Like,
I would like to see that fight over Alex, but come on, man. Aspinall is a great fighter.
Yep.
He's a good champion.
Aspinall.
Yeah, that's what I said. John Jones would smoke Aspinall.
Yeah.
Smoke him.
I can't wait to see. I hope it happens. That's the fight that needs to happen. I
Why-
think Tom Aspinall versus John Jones needs to happen.
Why do you think there's so much friction there? Why do you think it's not happening? Why? Because we see so
I
much
think John
on the
Jones said
internet.
he wants $30 million.
Stipe Miocic offered Tom Aspinall some advice, urging him to stay calm and composed. He pointed out that John Jones excels when his opponents become reckless, emphasizing the need for Aspinall to remain disciplined and strategic. Miocic stressed that a patient, calculated approach is crucial when facing someone with Jones's vast experience.
Get booked with him and John Jones. What's the best advice you'd give Tom Aspinall?
Don't do what I did.
Avoid the liver shot.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, what are you gonna do? But I think Tommy, that guy, he's super tough and he hits hard. He moves well. He's a big man. I think that he stays calm on the situation, and whatever happens, he just stays calm. I think he'll be fine. He pitches shots. He's smart what he does, and I think he'll do fine.
Rampage Jackson called John Jones the best ever, recognizing him as a top-tier figure in MMA. After observing Tom Aspinall's performance, Jackson praised him as a legitimate contender. However, he acknowledged the challenge in imagining anyone defeating Jones, stating that it would only be proven if it happens inside the cage.
Jones versus Tom Aspinall. John Jones is the GOAT in my book. He's one of the best. And I recently saw Aspinall fight for the first time recently, and he's a great fighter, and he's a great champion. But I think it'll be tough for me to ever say that anybody will beat John Jones until it happens.
Jamal Hill acknowledged that John Jones has consistently faced top-tier opponents and believes a fight with Tom Aspinall would be one of his toughest challenges yet. While excited about the potential matchup, Hill emphasized that it all depends on whether Jones is genuinely seeking one final monumental challenge in his career.
John Jones has taught us anything, you can never count him out. You never count him out no matter what the challenge is, no matter what. He's always risen to the occasion and risen to that challenge and perform exponentially. So I think that it'll be a good fight. I believe it'll be a good fight. I believe it'll probably be one of the harder fights and harder challenges that John has had in his career. So, I mean, it's all about if he wants to challenge himself like that or not.
Frank Mir acknowledged that Tom Aspinall poses a serious challenge for John Jones, but still gave the edge to Jones due to his wrestling dominance. Mir believes Jones could neutralize Aspinall's jiu-jitsu with superior control and ground striking. He also noted that a victory over Aspinall wouldn't significantly impact Jones's legacy, as he's already regarded as one of the sport's greatest legends.
I think Tom might have the best chance of anybody to beat John right now. But that being said, I still think John wins the fight just because of his wrestling. I think he puts Tom on his back and is able to nullify his jiu-jitsu from being top position with his elbows and control. What does John win to take that fight? He goes out there and beats Tom. Is it really going to make or break his career? I don't think anybody gives a shit.
Curtis Blades leaned slightly in favor of Tom Aspinall, giving him a 55% edge, but acknowledged that defeating John Jones would not be easy. Blades emphasized that Jones's vast skill set and championship pedigree make him a constant threat, ensuring that any fight against him would be a significant challenge for Aspinall.
I think Aspinall beats him.
Yeah, I would pick him. Like, I would go 55% him. Obviously, it's not gonna be a landslide. Like, we're going against John Jones. He's a legend. You got all the weapons.
Sean O'Malley commended John Jones for his exceptional career, but cautioned that a loss to Tom Aspinall could harm his legacy. He suggested that critics might argue Jones's age and inactivity had finally caught up to him, potentially diminishing his standing in the sport.
Tom Aspinall? God damn. It's like you risk going down as no matter what, you don't have to fight again. Greatest of all time, people will say that. You're the greatest of all time. Greatest of all time, John Jones. Or you risk it, go fight Tom Aspinall, possibly lose, and then it's like, he was the greatest. Then they're saying, yeah, but he wasn't in his prime.
Famous personality Adin Ross shared his thoughts on a potential fight between John Jones and Tom Aspinall, stating that while it's a tough call, he would lean towards John Jones for the win. He acknowledged that it would be an exciting and close fight, but suggested that if Jones wins, it would solidify his legacy and likely mark his last fight.
If John fights Aspinall this year, which I think it might happen.
I think it's going to go down, right?
Who do you think wins?
I don't know, man. I think it's gonna be close. I would say I gotta go for John Jones.
You have to, man. But man, I mean, that would be a crazy fight. But then it's like, if John wins that, then nobody could ever say anything.
He's done.
Yeah,
He's the
this is
go,
his
go,
last fight for sure.
So what are your thoughts on this? Share your thoughts in the comment section and make sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video.